Hello there, it's Adrian. How are you doing? I am doing very well. I just finished my public presentation for my graduate thesis work on the healing properties of writing for people with mental health issues, as well as people of all different backgrounds. So, part of the presentation was a introduction of a poem, and I'd love to share it with you. I'll be standing here with my tree friend. Her name is Maple. Words on paper, words in space. Words on paper, words in space. These words connect us, connect the space between us, provide something from nothing, from the depths we must trust. This process of revelation, manifesting the transformation of a nation, of a world, of a humanity, one human at a time. Each time human puts pen to paper, we reveal more and more stories of how to fly and how to dig deep, allow spirit to flow. We must unclog our systems, release the fears and treat them. For when we are true to ourselves, the whole world smiles. For when we are giving our gifts, we no longer allow the lies to defile. Our true nature, expression, and flow, connecting you to me and me to you. Oh, writing the written word, rising, rising, consciousness, awareness, rising, rising, truth and intellect, rising, rising, writing the written word, rising, rising, rooted. Rising, rooted, connected, healing, given with gratitude to this deeper feeling. These realms beyond logic, let the words provide meaning. Let's hope it's not too late to create a life-sustaining fate. For when we pen the space between stories, the world shifts as a new way takes shape. Words on paper, words in space. Words on paper, words in space. Thank you. That was the poem that I did as the intro. And then the other aspect that I'd love to share with you right now is what made the project meaningful to me. And that was really about going deep into the root narratives of the United States of America, the fact that we need to go deep in order to address mental health issues. We need to root down and connect to the wounding that happened deep, long time ago, because if we don't address the situation in the present, or when we do address the situation in the present, the healing trickles into the past and the healing trickles into the future. So let's heal in the present. And 3 stories that came about as what is written, there are larger stories written on the psyche of a nation. And we must address these root narratives in order to help shift the story that lies at the center of our culture, at the center of our existence at the moment. So the 3 stories of our time, put out by Joanna Macy, is that one, business as usual, and that is the one of separation, disconnection, fragmentation, the overuse of technology. Dora Rosario calls it the cultural pathology of orphanism, meaning that we're all kind of just floating around disconnected from our mother. The second story is that of the great unraveling. And that is the time we currently find ourselves. This is the time of resource degradation, of social wars, it's the time when our actions or inactions have grave consequences. Eisenstein calls it the space between stories. And then there's 3, the great turning, the story of the great turning, and that is when we shift back towards interdependence, back towards interconnectedness, interbeing. And so that is what my work is about at the moment, is what kind of creative occupations, including writing, dancing, singing, whatever really helps you connect to spirit, to others, to yourselves, and to expression and flow. Those are the occupations that we should be really connecting with. I put out some mental health occupational therapy solutions. The first, in order to bring out around this great turning, the first is that of addressing this orphanism and addressing specific cultural traumas in the United States, including colonization, genocide, slavery, all of these deep, deep wounds that exist in our bodies and our somatic systems. We must understand that there are numerous cultural narratives woven into the fabric that is the United States culture. We must understand that the mental health crisis and systemic dysfunction of our current systems stems in part from European American people viewing the white racial narrative as mononormative, meaning the only way. We must deeply connect and discuss these truths of collective trauma that live in our bodies still by confronting, naming, accepting, reconciling these deep wounds. That's when we will be addressing the roots of the mental health crisis. And you have to go to the roots, otherwise it's just like a dandelion. You cut off the symptoms and they keep popping up. You need to get to the roots in order for things to really heal and really shift. A good metaphor of this is that of the ecosystem. So we need biodiversity. We need all different kinds of plants. We need water and earth and sun and air. We need everything in order for the ecosystem to be healthy. And if we look at the white racial narrative as monopolizing the current ecosystem, that means that only one species of plants is, thriving and the rest are being suppressed. And that's not healthy for anybody. We need a healthy ecosystem. We need a healthy human system. We need to keep working towards this shift and create what we want to live, this interdependence. We need to create a systems level ideological shift. And part of this shift is going to happen by people of European heritage looking deeply, deeply at the stories of inequitable power and inequitable resource allocation and shifting away from this mythology of rational separation to one of the truth of interbeing, that we really all are interconnected at all times. We really are, and it's beautiful. We need to give space and respect to currently marginalized, forgotten, and suppressed stories and writings, including those of people of color, indigenous people, queer, trans, intersex people, people with disabilities, people of differing abilities. All different stories need to be heard in this time. It's crucial that we have a diversity of stories, that we have this rich fabric that's weaving and supporting and loving. We must cultivate awareness of solution seeds. These stories of resiliency, of resourcefulness, of compassion, of forgiveness, of love, of passion, of peace and understanding. We must see people struggling with mental health illness or just the isolation that we feel every day. We must see that as an individual manifestation of a cultural pathology that has existed. We must be willing to participate in our deep pain and deep discomfort in order to transform. We need to unclog. We need to unclog our system. We need to be open to other realms of reality. We need to tap into collective consciousness. We need to use the dream space that we can connect to every night to help shift, to help us understand our current state of things from a more interconnected, spirit-filled, alive way. And we must understand that we are always fundamentally connected. We are always fundamentally interconnected through the universal laws of nature. You give and you receive. If you just want to receive, then you want to always start with giving, and it comes back. And we're also situated always in our unique cultural heritage. So whatever that is for you, embrace it. And I want to send you all with so much love. Thank you so much for listening. And I leave you with words on paper, words in space. Words on paper, words in space. These words can